All right. Well, welcome everybody. Welcome to your community call. I know it's a few minutes before we get started, but my name is Susan LaBelle, and I'm so excited to be your host tonight. I would love in the chat, because this is just about us getting to know each other. Where are y'all tuning in from? And the little bonus question is, how hot is it where you live today? Like where you are tuning in from. Okay, because I know I live in Portland, Oregon, and it is the perfect like 85-degree day in Portland. This is why we live here, because the summers are absolutely beautiful. And so yeah, where are you tuning in from? How hot is it, right? Because you guys, it's summer, y'all. It is summer. So I'm so stoked to talk today on this call and host y'all. And if you have any friends you think that could really benefit from the mindset and from some skill sets on really tackling these next few months together, go ahead and send them a little message and invite them to join us. So I also would love in the chat for you to share maybe what is your favorite season? When is like the best time to get healthy? What is your favorite season? Is it, you got 4 to pick from, right? I love them all. I think they're all unique, all fun in their own way. So yes, so plug in tonight. We've got our community call. I encourage you to stay on for the full hour. We'll have some great inspiring stories starting right after our Habits of Health community time. All right, look at that. We got people from all over the country, so all over the world. Congratulations and welcome. All right, so from everywhere, and it's hot, right? It is summer. And I see some people are loving summer, right? Summer is so fun, little less schedule, a little more flexibility, loving the sun. All right. Well, welcome to your Habits of Health community time. My name is Susan LaBelle, and I'm so excited to host y'all tonight. I am an independent certified health coach, and I am so excited you're all here. As you can see, I've been working to be maybe what you would call summer ready, and what I think is so, the only thing I can show in a picture is my physical transformation, but really the most important part for me has been the healthy mind transformation. And I can't show that in pictures. And I wish I could, because that's really been where all the gold has been. But as I kind of think about the topic tonight, which is on healthy summer and topic of, bracing like healthy tips, I can remember that back before I said yes to getting healthy, summers were kind of like this long extended weekend for me, okay? Where I felt like, oh, it's summer. I'm going to do what I want and eat what I want and drink what I want. And then I found myself every fall in kind of a place where I was frustrated and angry and like couldn't get the jeans to fit, and I was quickly searching for like the quick fix diet just to lose the weight so I could do that all again over the holidays. And I felt like this crazy game, and maybe that doesn't relate to you, but I had a very diet orientation and diet mentality, and so I reached out for help. And that's when I fundamentally changed my orientation from dieting to creating health, with the help of all of you and these calls and this community and the system. And so if we don't want to repeat the past, right, it's really all about creating the future. And I'm so excited you all are here with us tonight. So summer tips for eating healthy and hydration. We are also going to be getting into the mindset of really tackling and creating health over this summer season. But we want to know who's joining us. So if you are, take a little poll here. You're going to see something pop up on your screen. If you're a coach, or you're a client or a guest, please select which one applies for you and just welcome. Like, we're so glad you are here with us. And if you are new, if this is your first community call, would you just drop a 1 in the chat? We want to say like, welcome, right? We've all been where, and welcome all our newbies, y'all, because we were all here our first time at one point in time. And these community times are very much about supporting our transformational system. This is our educational component. This is where I was able to rewire the brain and really like develop that healthy mindset. And so I want to encourage you guys to dig into your life book, dig into your Habits of Health, access the Habits of Health app. All those things are there to support you on your lifelong like transformation, one healthy habit at a time. So our agenda for tonight is to tackle that mindset, right? Understanding the importance of engaging our thinking brain, dig into some skill set to learn like simple and powerful tips for healthy eating and hydration during the summer and beyond, of course. And then the action step. The use stop, challenge, and choose as a strategy to make healthy choices. So before I kind of like really dig into the mindset, I actually think I'm just going to stop share so I can just really like speak to y'all. Because I was journaling out today, like, what's my favorite season? And I'm like, first I went with fall because I like the leaves and all that. And I'm like, no, actually, I really think I do love summer. I love summer because I love the later nights, the long nights. I like starting a movie at 9 p.m., all that. I love my kids being home. I love kind of the lack of structure and the social gatherings and the travel and all of that comes with summer. And I started to realize that those reasons I used to have in the past that were really just excuses of why summer was hard, where sometimes now, as I've been coaching for 10 years, I find sometimes someone's reason for getting healthy is the same reason it's somebody's reason for not getting healthy this time of year. So if you believe you can get healthy in the summer, or you believe you can't get healthy in the summer, guess what? You're right. You're totally right. Because whether you believe you can, then you're right. Or if you believe you can't, then you're right. If you think that summer is an easy time to create health, you're totally right. And if you feel like summer is a super hard time to like make healthy choices, you're totally right? Because what happens is our brain will go to work to prove ourselves right. So, whether it's travel, there's people that think, oh, I love that I travel more in the summer. And because I have healthy feelings and it makes my life really simple and I save money. Where I could also see travel for somebody else. Well, because of travel, I can't really make those healthy choices. So you could see how it's whatever we decide to focus on and what we choose is where our mind and our focus will go. So I want you to kind of start hearing those reasons as we get in today that you maybe have and ask yourself, is that a real reason or is that maybe an excuse? I don't mean to step on any toes. Is that maybe an obstacle or is that a gift, right? Is that for me? What can I learn from some of those thoughts that I'm having? And because if you don't decide you want to get healthy, there will always be a reason that you can. If it's not summer, it's the school starting, it's holidays, it's your birthday, it's something, right? And so here's what I hope for all of y'all. And if you get nothing from me tonight, is that I hope your life is so full. I hope your life is so exciting and you have always things to look forward to. And I hope that you can do all those things and be healthy. The key word in that is and. Because if you think like you can either travel or be healthy, or that you can either enjoy time with friends or be healthy, the minute you make it an either or and not an and also, you will struggle. You will struggle. So once you just decide today, like, you know what, I'm going to have an amazing summer. Summer's going to kick butt. It's going to be fantastic. And I'm going to be healthy. That's what I hope that you walk away with, that you can kind of have it all. So, all right, let me pull back up my PowerPoint. I promise I'm going to get to like the point of the matter here. But we're going to actually take a deep dive right into element 4. This is one of my favorite elements. It is about making really conscious choices right now, July 15th, 2020. This is so important in developing our new story, all with the life book's premise on, right? That we have these stimuluses throughout the day, and we have to take time, put some pause in our life to give that stimulus time to reach our actual thinking brain, right? Because if not, and we stop too early and we use our lizard brain or our Labrador brain, we eat the cupcake, right? The cupcake wins. So the key to really like regaining control is going to start with self-awareness. And we want to create this pause in our lives so we can create time, right, for the area of our higher thought to be present. So your conscious thoughts can take over and you can put you in charge of you. Doesn't that sound amazing? Like, hey, that you feel like in control and in charge. So really what that looks like is this beautiful thing. If you've not heard it, stop, challenge, choose. I will tell you it's been a principled habit I've used in all areas of my life, but it's fantastic in this area of health. And I will tell you, you have that stimulus and you put this pause where you stop and you challenge what you want most and you make a choice. And you make a choice that's going to support a habit of health rather than a habit of disease. And this habit, this principled habit of health does take some practice to learn and to install, but over time it will become more automated. And I'm so thankful for this gift Dr. A gave me to start to like work through my automatic, and my emotional parts of my brain to like create a response where I felt more empowered in my decision making in my health journey. So let's kind of like show you what this kind of looks like, okay? We have 3 parts to our brain. I love this, by the way. This was like so empowering to me when I learned about this. We've got the lizard brain, which is like your reptilian brain. We refer to this as the primitive brain. It's like what babies are born with, right? It's like, I want it now, right? It's our instinct to warn us of danger and survival. It's that fight or flight. And its only concern is survival. Like, it doesn't like change or achievement or risk or anything. And this is the part of the brain that shut me down when I said, you can be healthy in summer. Like, and you're, nope, Susan, shut you down. Nope, that was your lizard brain talking, by the way, if you shut me down. Because whenever we say one thing, but do another, and I don't know if this has ever happened to you, but you know, you're in the grips of your lizard brain. You know, when you're like, I really want to be healthy, I want all these things. The next thing you know, you're eating a pint of ice cream and you're like, wait a minute, how'd this happen? Right? Like, how does this even happen? Or just, you start hearing this voice that says, hey, just one more biscuit, it's not going to make a difference anyway. Or I'm so busy, I don't have time to prepare healthy meals. Here's the voice of the lizard brain. The way it works, it's any resistance to you moving towards your goal is the lizard brain in action. So anytime you get that real quick resistance and you end up doing something and you're like, how did I even get here? That's just this primitive part of you. Okay, you're not crazy. It's part of who you are, right? So we move from the lizard brain and we start working into our emotional brain. This is what develops during our teenage years. Any of you that have raised teenagers, right? So our Labrador brain, some people call it the mammalian brain or the monkey brain, and it's completely concerned with social behavior, with status, right? What other people think of us, okay? So the minute you kind of hear you being like, yeah, but I have to have this so that I don't look weird that I didn't put this on my plate, or that I make that person feel great that I tried their cheesecake, right? The Labrador brain cannot distinguish between humiliation and death. They feel very similar. Like, it's a very emotional response, okay? Like, it would make me happy if I was enjoying food with a friend, right? Like, it's very emotionally attached. And some of us have never graduated beyond the lizard brain and the Labrador brain to really go into who we are in our human brain. Now, this part of our brain takes longer to develop. It's thoughtful, it's rational, it gathers evidence, and it kind of weighs out all of our options and possibilities and takes time. But this is like the part where we formulate goals from. And this is why we journal and why we're using our life book, is to start to really tap into who we are in our human brain and what do we really want long-term for our life. But we can sabotage it. As you can see, when that stimulus comes in, we can sabotage it through these other parts of our brain unless we put that pause in there and really ask ourselves, like, when something happens, we stop and we challenge what we really want, and we make a choice like, will this contribute to my long-term health goals? So, do you guys love that? Here's the thing. If you felt like stuck in the lizard brain, or you can hear your Labrador brain talking, it's not your fault, but you can be empowered now that you can do something about it, and you have some tools to work through it. So we're going to get into some skill sets here of really like getting into action, some tips for summer. And as you're planning like an event, right? Or even just your summer, let's say you don't have a lot of events. I know it's an interesting time in the world, but this is just a time of year where you're like really wanting, how do I want to feel come September? Identify what your main goal is. Use your top brain, use your human brain, your thinking brain, right? Like, what do I want? Identify any possible barriers to sticking to that plan of what you really want and what you may encounter either at a single event or throughout this next season. And then gather a health strategy. Use your thinking brain to put in place something to help you manage those barriers, work with your health coach, gather information from your habits of health, dig into your community, and make a plan. Now, making a plan of action where you're using your brain will help you, okay, along the way. So with that, you guys, we're going to get into some skill sets and tips. And this is my dear friend, Prin. She is going to share with you some awesome like tips for healthy eating, summer barbecues, even if you're not summer barbecuing with other people, but just like with your family and everything that's available to us in this wonderful season of summer. So Prin, I'm going to have you take it away.
Hey, Susan, thank you so much for allowing me to share tonight. I'm super excited to come on and share some tips, but just a little bit about me. Like Susan said, my name is Prin, and we are a family of 5, and I found myself in need of help. And so I found this program, and I shed 40 pounds, and now I call myself in a state of 3 years now, I'm in the optimization phase, right? And so while I did lose weight, I lived my life in a way to support the progress that I made. So we are a busy family of 5. We have 3 little people that just are busy, amazing, and then actually a husband that works outside of the home. So he travels and is gone quite a bit. And what we found is we love to entertain, whether it's family, friends, and if you're friends, you become our family. We love to entertain, and with entertaining comes food, right? And so really, here's the deal. Besides choosing the right options, before we choose those right options as far as food, we really try to focus on conversations and spending time with the people and loving the people, because let me tell y'all guys, people are my jam. And so rather than being focused on, all the things that don't serve myself and my goals, we choose to focus on relationships. That's what's important, as well as, Susan spoke on conscious choices. And so I asked myself, how do I want to feel? How do I want to feel tomorrow? And then I make my choice based on that. So I'm just gonna run through some quick and easy tips for eating healthy as we navigate through summer and gatherings and being with people, if you're in an area where you can do that. So one thing is to plan. Create healthy menus. Look at your compliant protein, vegetables, and condiment guide and have a plan. Plan your meals and try not to do spontaneous grocery store visits. That's when we get into things like the such and such is on sale. You don't need the such and such, but it's on sale, so you grab it. But if you are very clear on your plan and your menu for the week, then that is a way that we stay on track. As far as having a plan and creating menus, this is just like, I'm in Texas. Have I said that? I'm in Texas, y'all. So this is grilling nation in Texas. Can I say that? And so everyone loves to cook in their backyard in Texas. And how awesome is it that we can cook 2 or 3 of our compliant proteins and our compliant vegetables right there on the grill, and you're set for 3 or 4 days. And then as far as grilling, everybody's has their tricks and their secrets. Always refer to your OPTAVIA compliant condiments for your seasonings. Remember, we want to avoid the marinades, because those are the things that contain maybe some additional sugars we're not having. So when you're gonna season your protein or your vegetables, make sure you're reaching for a rub that does not contain the sugar and is very low in sodium. As you're invited to other people's gatherings, raise your hand and find out what they're serving. Don't be afraid. You have health goals. Find out what is being prepared. And, don't be afraid to say, oh, hey, can you prepare my protein without that sauce? And then don't be afraid to bring a dish. Don't be afraid to bring something that serves you in your current goals. And we all know that cauliflower is magical, right? So how about be the one to show up with the cauliflower potato salad when you show up to your friend's cookout? How cool is that? You don't even have to tell them. And then the other thing, I don't mind being salad queen. I know salad serves me and my health goals, so I never mind showing up to the events with a salad in hand. If you follow our program, Susan, I don't know if this is something you find yourself doing, but I could be on my way to the event, and I reach down in my bag because, Dr. A teaches us all to be prepared. I reach down in my bag and I go ahead and I enjoy one of our tasty fuelings because I know that that fueling serves me and my needs, and it's been within that fueling window for me. And I know that in that moment, fueling my body, and we just want to be balanced there. And as well as when I get to the event, by fueling in the car or whenever I'm within that window, it helps me control grazing, just walking by and eating the thing just because it's there or just because I see someone else enjoying it. And then I just make better choices if I know that I've fueled my body the way I'm accustomed to being fueled. And then here's what's so fun, Susan, is that not only do I get to fuel, my friend maybe who had the big old serving of the banana pudding or whatever, the tasty fun was at the party. Do you think they'll be able to enjoy that, or they should enjoy a big old healthy serving of that and 2 hours later? No, but guess what? I get to enjoy one of my tasty, fun fuelings in 2 hours. As we're navigating through that event, we want to keep in mind portion sizes. And again, that goes back to fueling properly. When it comes to making your own, preparing your plate, you may choose the plate that's a smaller size. And again, it's just going to keep you from over serving yourself if the plate is smaller, right? And then we want to stay high. Oh, no, let me tell you this about portion sizes. So on our program, we learn to weigh our protein and our vegetables. And so if we're doing it every single time at home, guys, when we're out without our scale, let's not make it weird. Don't take your scale to the party. So pull your scale out at home, but when you're at the event, use the smaller plate. And that way you already have an idea of what your plate should look like when you're at the event. And Susan, I know we got to keep it moving, but here's one of my favorites, and that's staying hydrated. It's a big deal here in Texas. And a tip for staying hydrated, guys, is before your feet hit the floor in the morning, drink 8 to 10 ounces of water before you ever get out of bed, because what you give your body first in the morning is what you'll crave throughout the day. So when I'm on plan and I'm doing the things that I routinely do, if I start my day with a good amount of water, I am craving water throughout the day. So those are the tips I have, Susan.
I love it. I love it. And we were going to just kind of plug the OPTAVIA List Lean and Green Pinterest page for easy recipes, right? You mentioned the cauliflower potato mock salad. That would be a great place. And anything you wanted just to add to that? No, keep going. Okay. Well, I was just saying, because here's the thing is there's a lot of maybe blogs and stuff out there. Here's what I love about the OPTAVIA Lean and Green Pinterest page is we know they're coming from OPTAVIA in our nutrition department and they're compliant. And we really want to support you on your goals. So that would be the page to go to really find any recipes that you're looking for to keep your lean and greens exciting. So she talked a little bit about healthy hydration, and water. Water is 55 to 60% of our body. And I'm just going to plug Element 10 right now. We have done, there's a lot of really great benefits, to water, but we really want to encourage you that drinking 8 glasses is a core habit of health. You can choose to drink more as well. I love tea because tea, especially this time of year, iced tea, right, has all kinds of health benefits. Green tea is my favorite. There's a lot of health benefits, improving your learning and memory with green tea. And then flavor infused water, so fun to just metal up some mint or some lemon or some lime, or looking for some infusers that have some additional vitamins and minerals, but that don't add any extra sugars. And that can be a great way to flavor your water so that we can drink more, and hydrate ourselves that way. How about some unhealthy hydration, Prin?
So, Susan, I don't want to focus on what we can't have. And, we know what those things are. So, they're just going to be the fruit juices, the sodas. And hey, I'm going to say maybe every now and then I enjoy a diet soda, but those are the things you want. I'm not saying that you cannot enjoy a diet soda on program. However, be mindful of if it could be a trigger and cause you to crave something else or want to enjoy something else. And then, of course, the energy drinks, the sports drinks, the alcohols. I mean, be clear, be crystal clear on your why and your goal. And, I just, we know what's unhealthy.
I love it. I love it. Thank you so much. Great tips. You guys all ready for that next backyard barbecue? So you guys, healthy hydration. Use your hydration tracker in your OPTAVIA guide, page 7, to remind you when to drink water, and keep a glass of water with you. Like I'm like embarrassed. Look at all these for those of you that are on video. I mean, I got like 3 by my desk. So keep it nearby, drink it often. So let's take a little poll. What are some of your summer OPTAVIA favorites? You're going to see it pop up. Whether you like your shakes, your smoothies, your soft serves, or maybe you haven't tried some of these. And in the meantime, while we're kind of getting the updates of those polls, I have Sage Pierce coming off to kind of share. And now, Sage, this is your first summer, right? With your life book, with this community, with this accountability, because you just recently decided to pay it forward as a health coach. And I'd love for you just to share what's different for you this summer, having all those resources and tools.
Absolutely. Hi, everyone. Hey, so excited to be here tonight. Thank you so much for asking me. So thinking about what is missing or what was missing from my summer, it was OPTAVIA, obviously. But thinking about specifically what's helped me, number one is all of the resources that we have with OPTAVIA. We're so blessed with so many great resources. So, the life book has been exactly what it says, a book for me in my life that has made all the difference in the world. Learning about the balance of all the different areas in our life that we really need to be paying attention to. You guys have talked about hydration. We know summertime sleep habits can be a little bit off without a lot of great schedules and stuff like that. So reminding, going through the life book and really digging into that has been a huge blessing for me and something that's really changed my summer already with this first summer with OPTAVIA. The other thing is just having a plan. So, in the past, I'm super health conscious in general. I'm a nurse. It's always been important to me. But at the same time, I realized I was missing a very specific plan of fueling my body very frequently. So just like Prin was talking about, the fact that we can be prepared ahead of time and, really have those fuelings in our car, in our purse, in our office, wherever we might need them. I know we're not traveling as much, but having those available and having those reminders set every 2 to 3 hours has been huge for me. And I know, as any working mom, I'm a single mom, any parent, having that plan ahead of time is going to help us from not grabbing all those unhealthy things at the barbecue or at the store or wherever else. So that's made all the difference in the world for me.
I love it. Thank you, Sage. So such a great testament that you can choose health in the summer, right, y'all? So here you all go. We are going to go into some action steps. So let's all take a deep breath together. Sometimes that's all you need is 3 seconds in, 3 seconds out, and just stop and then challenge yourself. What do I really want long term? Do I want the donut? Or do I really want to make a choice that's going to support my ultimate goal of creating long-term well-being in my life? Okay, so that's our action step, is to really practice this stop, challenge, choose. And actually, before we go into this poll, Rose, can you share actually that our results were from, okay, so what are some of our summer faves? 63% of you said shakes. 24% said smoothies, 20% said soft serves, and 13% haven't tried any of these, but you can't wait. So I can't wait for y'all to enjoy it. Just love all the ways that OPTAVIA supports us with all those cool beverages that support our goals of staying healthy. And so as we kind of wrap up tonight, how did you guys enjoy your community time? You'll see another poll kind of pop up real quick. I enjoyed it. I had fun. I hope you did too. How would you guys kind of rate this community time? And in the meantime, I would just want to point you to to how to stay updated on everything that's going on, you can text OPTAVIA 30 to 99000 and get text updates for these calls week after week. We encourage you to subscribe to our OPTAVIA YouTube channel. Go to Habits of Health on YouTube, and you can also go back and maybe research anything. If you liked what I was talking about, Element 4, go watch Element 4. Go watch Element 10 on healthy hydration. And also anywhere you can access podcasts, you can search for the Habits of Health podcast and subscribe. It's a great way for you to kind of plug in, fuel your brain as you're on your commute or in your drive, and continue to, grow and join our community. And then join us next week, you guys. We're going to dig into Element 15, write in your life book on how to eat healthy for life, back to that phase of really optimizing, which is such a fun, whether you're brand new, you can really see that we're so much beyond that first phase of reaching just your optimal weight. Health is beyond that. So we encourage all of you, whether you're new or you've been with us for a while, to join us, hosted by Chantel Flake. So with that, y'all, we thank you. And I hope you guys all have an amazing summer, and that you decide that you're going to have an amazing, it's going to be glorious, and you're going to be healthy. Right? All right, guys. Thank you all so much. See you next time.